Florida woman crawled out of my hotel mirror to rob me.
Of course it's Florida. What the fuck?
2 Florida stories today.
What the fuck?
When you talk about things that are wrong with people, it always goes back to Florida.
Something in the water.
Honestly, that would make sense. This past Monday, my coworkers and I returned to our hotel from a day of work out in the field. Rebecca and I walked to our rooms, and as we stood outside of our rooms, I opened mine and I saw someone in the bathroom. I said, "Hello?" Nobody answered. My first instinct was that it was either a cleaning lady in there for some reason, and then I saw my bag with my clothes in her hands. I said to the coworker, "There's a woman in my room." Then I asked the woman, "What are you doing with my stuff?" It gets a little fuzzy here because I can't remember everything I said and what she said, but she kept mumbling about how her key still worked and that's how she got in. I was in shock and she was obviously very flustered, having been caught mid-robbery. She dropped my bag and fumbled around with her purse in a white plastic bag. By this time, my coworker was still behind me, watching all the insanity unfold. This woman was scrambling and walking towards the door, and I said, "What's in the bag?" Thinking it's probably my stuff, and so she said, No, it's just my things, I'll show you," and so she did. I looked, and I didn't see anything of mine, and so since I'm obviously in shock at this time, I let her leave. I went into my room, and it's been ransacked. I did a quick look around to see if anything had been taken. All of my electronics were still there. Then I went into the bathroom and saw my underwear, my bikini, and my clothes shoved in my own bags randomly. Even my passport was shoved in there. Then I looked on the counter and I saw that she had gotten into my medication. I'm not sure what was going through my head at that moment other than I wanted it back, so I ran out the door to go find her. I ran to the laundry room downstairs and out to the sides of the hotel and I didn't see her. I realized I was never going to find her, so my coworker and I went down to the lobby to tell them what happened and we called the police. We went back up to my room to wait and I noticed that there was a small metal bat on my bed, a little larger than one of those novelty wooden bats you can get at a baseball game, but there's also a flashlight on the end. She must have left it behind in a hurry. She also left behind a necklace that must have fallen out of her bag when she was scrambling with mine. I was mostly freaked out at this point. I thought that she had gotten away with my medication that I need. The police got there and I took our statements and looked around the room as well. One thing I noticed was that there were bits of drywall in the sink, and I pointed out to the cops, but none of us really knew where it came from. We started looking at the door and the windows to see if she pried her way in somehow, but there was nothing. So we kind of just went with the idea that she had a spare key or something, even though the hotel front desk was adamant that there's no way that could be. The officer that came brought 2 more officers as backup because they thought that the woman might still be in the vicinity. But after our statements were taken, there was nothing else they could really do, so they left. I sat down to finally make some calls to tell people, and as I'm on the phone, I'm thinking about the drywall in the sink, and it still didn't make sense to me. So I'm on the phone and looking at the drywall in the mirror on the right wall above it, and then it hit me. I got my coworker and asked her to help me pull at this mirror on the wall. We took the mirror down, and there's a hole just big enough for a desperate junkie to squeeze through. I asked Brian and Rebecca if I should call the cops again to let them know I found this, and my boss said, "There's still 2 cop cars in the parking lot." So I went down to tell them, and the female cop kind of rolled her eyes, but the young guy said, "I'll check it out." They both came back up, looked in the hole, and found a pillow, blankets, cigarettes, clothes, toothbrushes. This woman had been living in the wall behind my mirror for God knows how long. She had access to me and my room at all times. I know it might be hard to picture. There was a crawl space about 2 feet wide between the 2 rows of rooms. One of the officers called the original officer to come back and take pictures of this. She explained to him what's going on, and all I hear over the radio is, "No fucking way." He comes back, takes pictures, and is just as mind blown as the rest of us. Obviously, we packed up and left immediately. What's even crazier is she probably had been there a long time. The last time we stayed at the hotel, I would randomly smell cigarette smoke, and I assumed someone was smoking in their bathroom. It was traveling through the vents. Nope, a junkie was smoking just on the other side of my mirror. She had access to other rooms too. The holes in the walls were from a renovation, and the hotel hadn't properly patched and just covered it up with mirrors. She could have been hanging out in other people's room when they were gone. Anyway, this was insane, and I'm taking a little time off. There's also a picture of the hole. Hold on.
I looked at the picture and I don't like it. Oh my god.
I have not looked at it.
Do you want to see it?
I'm tweeting.
You definitely did.
Oh, that's horrifying.
I hate that.
Oh, that's horrifying.
It is a little hole.
It is a little hole, but you can
Ugh.
definitely crawl through that if you're like small enough. That's
Me thinking about how my mirrors are in my bathroom.
That's freaky.
I hate this for you.
Also,
why did the hotel not be like, oh, let's put you in a different room
yeah, right.
after you just got robbed?
That's
Let's put
exactly
you in
what
a
I was
different room.
thinking. I'm like, why would you want to stay in that room?
No.
Yeah.
Like, put me somewhere else if I don't know where I'm at.
She obviously has a spare key.
Right. She can just go in.
Yeah, and which obviously she didn't. But like in that instance, that's what I would have been thinking.
Right.
I also fuck cops. I like the female cop being like,
Ugh, I
Girl.
guess I'll come check out this hole in the wall. This is your job.
women need to stick together. Also, it's literally your fucking job, bitch. Like
Right.
you are getting paid to do that.
Right. If you don't want to do that, go do literally anything else.
Yeah, protect and serve my fucking dick. Jesus Christ. Like,
Oh, I guess I'll come check this out and
Yeah.
like, solve the crime.
crazy. That's literally what police are for. Isn't that crazy? You actually have to like do a job that's not killing minorities.
And
And
she's like, what do you think I am, a detective? I'm not here to solve a crime.
Yeah.
I'm here to put up tape and cause problems.
incarcerate people for marijuana for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy. I would never stay at that hotel again. I wonder
I
if
would never want to stay in a hotel again.
yeah, I wonder if OP like always stays in that exact room or
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
Because there's some annual events that I do with friends where logistically it is nice to get a specific room because
Yeah.
I have events outside of it so we can stand on the balcony and watch.
Yeah.
So every single year they get the same room.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if it's that type of thing where it's like, oh yeah, we always stay here. I always get this room.
Yeah.
Tis tradition.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I have been thinking about for like specifically my bachelorette party, the Airbnb that we have. I'm like, it's catered to women, obviously.
Yeah.
It's catered to women and it feels catered to bachelorettes and birthdays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I have thought about, I'm like, when we get there, we do need to do a kind of
We
little
need to do a
comb
sweep,
through.
yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that. I'm like, the owner of this Airbnb knows that it's women staying here. So
Yeah, they're either going to try to look at our boobies or make sure we're not doing anything we're not supposed to be doing. And then they're like, oh, extra charge. I know you were like, because like obviously this one's probably fine because it's catered to bachelorette parties, but some are like, no parties over this amount of people.
Yeah.
And they're like, you had this many people. It's like, how do you know that?
Yeah.
You little creep. How do you know that?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll probably just be trying to look at all of our boobies.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so terrifying. I'm going to start like knocking on my windows at hotels and stuff now. I already do the whole thing where I like go around and I look in all the little like cracks and crevices and stuff to make sure there are no cameras. And I do the like 2-way mirror test and
Yeah, I did that. Especially, I went to pick up my niece in Kentucky, and I stayed at a hotel right by the airport. And I was like, I need to make sure to do a full sweep because at this point, it's not just me that would be taken; it's a 4-year-old that would be taken. So I need to be like vigilant on top of it. Like we are going straight to our room, we are locking everything down, we're putting stuff in front of the door just in case.
yeah.
Yeah, I think if I had become a mother, I'm going to be a paranoid mess.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I'm
couldn't
going to be
even
a helicopter
imagine.
mom.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm a helicopter mom with my pets. Like, let alone an actual living, breathing human being. No way. No way.
yeah.
Yeah, that's terrifying. I wouldn't even the calmness to just like walk in the door and be like, hey, that's my stuff. What are you doing with my stuff? And just to
Right.
let them leave.
Right, just let him, like, I guess, like, in this scenario, that's a de-escalation tactic of just
Yeah.
like, you know what, like, I don't see anything of mine, you can go, like, no harm, no foul, please don't, like, bite me or some shit because
Yeah.
this is Florida.
They're trying to eat me.
Right, but also at the same time, just, it is, like, wild to just be like, okay,
Yeah.
bye,
I
see you
can't-
never.
Yeah. I can't imagine what I would do in this scenario, so I can't really like talk on it
Yeah.
because you never know how you're gonna react in a fight or flight like this.
I think it depends on what mood I'm in.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I am feeling fighty, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck you.
Swinging.
Fuck you. This is like not the craziest story at all. But since I've been living in a city, I've become a little more vocal and outgoing when people, like, if they yell at me in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to park at the grocery store, and I was, like, circling the parking lot because it's the smallest parking lot in the world. It's rivaling a Trader Joe's. And I see a parking spot. I go in it, and this guy, like, comes out. He's like, I was waiting for that spot. And I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I'm going to go. That's what I thought.
You gotta fight crazy
My spot.
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed that little story, be sure to watch the full episode here.
And make sure you like, subscribe, and all that jazzy.
Jazzy? I see what you did there. Wait, what was that?